You could just say to AI, based on my answers, help give me clarity about how I can be a better rainmaker. Where can I, it will tell you. So thinking about AI as a cognitive assistant, if you don't want to use it in your law practice for law exactly, you could certainly use it as a cognitive assistant.
Welcome back to our Happy Rainmaker series where point one can make a difference. This is going to be a really exciting one because today I'm joined by Kathy D'Agostino from Win It Business.AI, and she's going to help us learn how to use AI to help in your rainmaking efforts. Welcome, Kathy.
So thank you so much, Jen. Glad to be here again with you.
So, Kathy, you have recently thrown yourself into AI and discovered all of its potential. And one of the things that we were talking about was you think it can free up some time for lawyers to have more time for business development activities. And then you also were telling me that they could use AI to actually assist them with the business development. I know everybody wants to know all about this. So I'm going to hand the floor to you.
Yeah, AI, as you said, I threw myself into it. And, some of us are dipping our toe into it. And other ones are like, I'm going to be on, in the middle of the road here. We're going to let everybody else fail or succeed. And then we'll jump in. Probably not so smart, right? So let's assume that people are sort of on board with at least being curious and willing to take a few steps, right? How do you get used to it? The first thing, turn it on every day and tell me 3 ways that you can help me, right? Just as simple as that, like piquing that curiosity. So that's the first thing. I think that question I would have if I were a lawyer is how can it help me with business development? How can it help me do some of the tasks that I have to do that are repetitive and I don't love doing them? And I could be out there maybe meeting more people. So I think in those places, AI can really make an impact for lawyers or for anybody that really can see that there's a potential here, right? That we can work a little easier, a little smarter, and be more efficient. And I think that those are 3 things that most people find pretty valuable in life.
Well, I know that our rainmakers are always looking for ways to develop business in, a smarter way or to be able to increase that total number. Can you think of any ways that a lawyer could use AI in their business development activity?
Oh, absolutely. So first of all, research, right? Research your audience. So is it a particular industry? Is it a particular category? And then asking certain questions, like I'm an attorney, I'm looking for new clients. What are the companies that are interested in my area of practice, right? And AI is really, really wonderful with providing you with that feedback. If you don't know, ask AI to help you with it. I will say that when people say AI is not working, it's because either one, sometimes they didn't spend enough time with it, or 2, they didn't have clear enough questions. So on the not spending enough time, okay, first in, first out, that's a first draft. Who gives anybody a first draft, right? I don't know. When you were a lawyer, you're probably not going to do that. Your first contract you wrote, you probably didn't set it out like the way you thought it would let you look, right? And so really just, when you do that, let's go a little deeper, right? Ask the next question. What did I forget? What should I put in that I didn't put in? What would this client care about? Here's a little bit more about their situation. Again, not putting in names or companies, just company X, executive B, right? Or whatever that is. And so I think doing the deeper dive. So when it sends off, don't get lazy and, use the first draft. It's good. And it looks good. It'll be pretty darn good oftentimes if you put enough information. So I think that's the first thing. Go a little deeper. Somebody told me once that they put the company's financial, that they read through the company's financial report. I'm like, you tell me you didn't read. That's public knowledge, right? I'm like, tell me you did not spend the hours reading through it. I'm like, I would have taken the PDF, thrown it into ChatGPT, and said, tell me about the management change that's going on that I should care about. I'm like, that's a good use of time. That took 30 seconds, right? That literally took 30 seconds. Just find the page number where, we're going through that, right? Websites are public knowledge now. AI can search the web, right? Ask who their 3 competitors are. If that company doesn't want to do business with you, ask who their 3 top competitors are. And ask the next question. It's always the next question. What are the pros and cons of each company, right? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? What are their values, and what are their mission statements? So, I think when I take I'm researching a company, I'm like, give me their 2 competitors, Now I have three. Tell me the pros and cons. Tell me their strengths and weaknesses. And how can I tap into what each one of those really need? So that's the next question, right? So really doing that little deeper dive. And if I don't know what to ask, I ask ChatGPT, what do you think? What do you think would be really important for me in my AI training business? And I should know about this company that I could really help them. Anybody's looking for clarity. I think what people don't know is AI can ask you questions. Okay, you could just say to AI, based on my answers, help give me clarity about how I can be a better rainmaker. Where can it will tell you. So thinking about AI as a cognitive assistant, if you don't want to use it in your law practice, for law exactly, you could certainly use it as a cognitive assistant.
Thank you so much for being with us today.
Oh, you're welcome, and thank you. I'm glad to come back anytime. If it helped people, I'm all about that. I'm glad to help.